Have you ever caught a glimpse of someone who looks exactly like you out of the corner of your eye? A fleeting moment, a passing stranger on a crowded street, or a reflection in a window that isn't quite right. You blink and they're gone. Was it just a trick of the light? Or did you just come face to face with your doppelganger? This isn't just a modern meme or a plot from a sci-fi movie. For centuries, across countless cultures, people have told chilling stories about encountering their exact double, a living, breathing copy of themselves. These aren't just lookalikes. They are perfect replicas, down to the smallest detail. From ancient myths to modern-day accounts, the doppelganger has haunted our collective imagination, a shadow self that walks in our world. So, what exactly is a doppelgänger? The word itself is German, meaning double-goer or double walker. It's not a ghost in the traditional sense, nor is it a long-lost twin. It's something else entirely, a phantom twin, an ethereal copy. What makes these encounters so profoundly disturbing is their nature. They are almost always brief, silent, and deeply unsettling. Imagine you're walking home late one night. The street is empty, and the only sound is your own footsteps. Suddenly, you see someone under a distant streetlight. As you get closer, a cold dread washes over you. The person is wearing your exact clothes, has your hairstyle, and moves with your specific gait. You stop, your heart pounding in your chest. The figure stops too. It just stands there, watching you. Its face an identical copy of your own, yet devoid of recognition. It doesn't speak. It doesn't have to. You know, with a certainty that chills you to the bone, that you are looking at yourself. This is a classic doppelgänger encounter. Witnesses almost universally report an overwhelming sense of fear and unease, a primal terror that goes beyond simple surprise. It's a feeling of seeing something that should not exist. The double rarely, if ever, attempts to communicate. If you try to call out to it, it might turn and walk away, disappearing into the shadows or around a corner, leaving you alone with your racing heart and 1,000 questions. Some accounts get even stranger. Witnesses have reported their doppelganger perfectly mirroring their movements, like a reflection in a non-existent mirror. You raise your hand, it raises its hand. You take a step back, it takes a step back. This mimicry adds another layer of horror, turning the encounter into a terrifying, silent dance. It feels less like encountering another person and more like your own reflection has stepped out of the mirror and into your reality. Throughout history, an encounter with a doppelganger has been seen as a terrible omen. In many folklore traditions, seeing your own double is a harbinger of imminent death or grave misfortune. It was believed that the doppelganger was a spirit that came to collect your soul, or that its appearance signaled a tear in the fabric of your life, a warning that your time was running out. There are famous historical accounts that lend weight to these old fears. Queen Elizabeth I of England reportedly confided in her ladies-in-waiting that she saw her own doppelganger lying on her bed, pale and still, as if it were a corpse. Shortly after, the powerful monarch fell ill and passed away. The great German writer Johann Wolfgang von Goethe also wrote about his own experience. One day, while riding on horseback, he saw an identical version of himself riding toward him, but wearing different clothes. He is startled, but quickly forgot about it. 8 years later, he found himself riding on that very same road, in the opposite direction, and realized he was wearing the exact outfit he had seen on his double all those years before. For Goethe, it was a moment of profound, mysterious symmetry. Even Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, is said to have had a doppelganger experience. Shortly after his first election in 1860, he was resting on a couch when he looked into a mirror and saw two reflections of himself. One was his normal, healthy self. The other was a pale, ghost-like version. His wife, Mary Todd Lincoln, was deeply troubled, interpreting it as a sign that he would be elected to a second term, but would not live to complete it. As history shows, her interpretation was tragically accurate. So, what is the explanation for this phenomenon? Why do so many people, from all walks of life and across different eras, report such similar, terrifying experiences? Science, as you might expect, has tried to provide answers, though none are entirely conclusive. One leading theory is heutoscopy, a neurological and psychological phenomenon where a person experiences the sensation of seeing their own body from an out-of-body perspective. This can be caused by various factors, including brain damage, epilepsy, or even extreme stress. The brain essentially creates a hallucination of a double. This could explain the visual aspect, but does it account for the intense, specific sense of dread that everyone reports? Another possibility is simple misidentification combined with a psychological state called paramnesia. You see a stranger with a passing resemblance, and your stressed or tired brain fills in the gaps, convincing you that the person is your perfect double. It's a trick of the mind, a glitch in our facial recognition software. It's interesting to note that doppelganger encounters often seem to occur during periods of significant stress, exhaustion, or emotional turmoil. When we're isolated, grieving, or under immense pressure, our minds can play tricks on us. The doppelganger could be a physical manifestation of our inner turmoil, a projection of our anxiety, or a feeling of being disconnected from ourselves. It's like our psyche is splitting in two, and we're literally seeing that split manifest before our eyes. But these scientific explanations, while plausible, don't fully satisfy everyone who has had the experience. For them, it wasn't a hallucination or a case of mistaken identity. It was real. The air grew cold. The world seemed to hold its breath. The presence of the double was as solid and undeniable as their own. What's also fascinating is the aftermath of these encounters. Many witnesses are profoundly shaken and refuse to speak about what they saw for years, if ever. They bury the memory, afraid of being ridiculed or disbelieved. They fear that even talking about the doppelganger might invite it back. It becomes a dark secret, a personal horror story they carry with them. In the digital age, the stories continue. People share their experiences on forums and social media, finding a community of others who have seen their own double. One person might tell a story of seeing their reflection in a darkened subway window wave back at them, even though their own hands were firmly in their pockets. Another might share how their friend called them, frantic, asking why they just saw them walk past their house when they were miles away the entire time. Are these ancient spirits neurological glitches or something else entirely? Could they be visitors from a parallel universe, a brief overlap where you catch a glimpse of another version of yourself living another life? The idea is tantalizing. What if, for just a split second, the wall between dimensions thins, and you see a version of you who made different choices? The legend of the doppelgänger endures because it touches on some of our deepest existential fears. The fear of losing our identity, the fear of not being unique, and the ultimate fear of our own mortality. Seeing your double is like looking into a distorted mirror that reflects not just your face, but your deepest anxieties. It's a reminder that our grip on reality and on our very selves might not be as firm as we like to believe. So, the next time you're alone and you catch a flicker of movement, a familiar face in a crowd, pause for a moment. Take a second look. It's probably nothing, just a trick of the eye. But what if it's not? What if your other self is out there walking the same earth? And one day, you might just turn a corner and come face to face with you. Thanks for watching. If you've ever had an experience like this, or heard a story you can't explain, share it in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more journeys into the unknown. Stay safe, and try not to look in too many dark mirrors tonight.